Hello, pilots, and welcome back to Flight Academy Season 7. This is game 5 of our season, and we have the final player rocking up to the table for us to actually see how they're going to get on. We've got Andy with Anakin Skywalker, and still on the table with us, we've got James as well, and he's also in the booth with us.
I'm still here. There's a booth? What?
Well, I mean, I say booth because it sounds cool. I mean, you're actually like quite a sizable number of miles away, and we're doing this on Discord. But let's pretend we're in the commentary booth.
Let me just shut the door.
Right.
Hang on. There we go. Right. So
Yeah,
yes,
you're
Andy is here, and what has he brought?
So Andy has got Anakin Skywalker in the Y-wing, probably one of the best ships, or at least best pilot skills, pilot abilities, and loadouts in the XWA Beta. He has managed to cram on their instinctive aim, dorsal turret, advanced proton torpedoes, R4 Aspirax, and afterburners on a Y-wing, which is crazy.
Now I
And
know
he loves
we
his
went through this
protons. So.
a little while ago. Remind me how many upgrade points Anakin has available to him.
Off the top of my head, I think it's 25.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like, especially for a 3-force. I mean, I'm liking the XWA Beta, but if you're listening, maybe shave a little bit off Anakin. That's very good. But you never know. We'll have to see how it
Or
lands.
maybe don't have him at 5.
Yeah, I mean, he's very 5 points. He's a solid shot, and we've seen him in previous seasons do really well. But that is a really quick early shot there from you. But do you want to quickly remind us of what you've got?
Yes, so I have the commander version of Poe, so the Heroes of Hope one, who can do his ability kind of every other turn. And he has Composure, Ferrosphere Paint, and an Alpha Ashmech, and the S-Foils, but frankly, they're always there.
Yeah, I mean, S-Foils, they're free, and they can be quite handy. I always forget, because I very rarely fly either version of the X-Wing, what the S-Foils actually do, except for if you've got them closed, you tend to shoot less. Except with the T-17, you're in
I
bullseye.
tend to think of it more as, do you want to barrel roll, shut the wings if yes? And even then, sometimes I forget because you're supposed to do it, I think, on revealing the maneuver, or
when you reveal your dial,
which is usually the mistake I make of going, oh, I could have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andy's zooming straight at me with Anakin here.
That's a scary prospect.
Especially when they have advanced proton torpedoes, instinctive aim, and 3 force.
3 force is incredibly good. You're forgetting the main weapon of the Y-wing, though. The dorsal turret.
I mean, I this is why I shut the wings, to barrel away from the turret.
I mean, if anyone has seen the second Sherlock Holmes movie where they talk about horses being dangerous at both ends, Anakin is dangerous at both ends with this ship. I mean, regular gun, advanced proton torpedo at the front, and then the dorsal turret, which can go anywhere as well, but especially out the back. How do you actually approach this ship?
Yeah, it's a little tricky, especially with Anakin being Initiative 6. I've got something of an equalizer in that I'm also Initiative 6, but if you're below that, Anakin just goes, you know what, I'm just going to turn my turret.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong, high initiative, and a turret is very, very strong. It's the main reason that the ion turret is banned, because we saw Cavill in, I think it was season 2, just absolutely destroy with an ion cannon turret.
I really struggled to fly against this Anakin. And I think looking back on it, the reason is because Andy was flying it so aggressively. Like, because he had the advanced proton torpedoes, where he wants to be range 1, the dorsal turret, which is useless at range 3, and afterburners for a potential boost. He was getting in close a lot, and I just wasn't able to really deal with it.
Yeah, it's not what you would expect
I didn't have
from
enough
a
room
Y-wing.
to turn around and do other things. Like here, I've turned around, but I'm at what, maybe range 3?
Yeah. Maybe at range 3, not well, out of range 3. The cut down board does sometimes make it a bit tricky to figure that out.
It does.
Um,
People. Okay, so this is my first time doing Fly Academy. This is my second game doing it. And looking at the videos of other games in Flight Academy, you kind of just go, oh, okay, it's a dogfight. But yeah, the smaller board size does throw you a bit because I guess I've just got used to going, oh, most of the asteroids or obstacles are range 2 from the board edge.
yeah. It
And I kind of
gives you a
use that
guide.
to gauge distances, I guess. Maybe not intentionally, but I guess I do.
Yeah. You use any reference that you can. It's like if I'm doing a move, I'll sort of be like, right, where if I'm doing a bank maneuver or a hard turn, I'll be looking right, where is my arc currently? And if I'm doing a hard turn, I'll look at my arc and go, right, okay, I'm going to end up on a diagonal with that, and it's just roughly how far around you, like how far up the board you go with it. So having that smaller board does actually throw you a little bit.
It means a Y-wing can close the gap pretty quickly.
Yeah. Also, I can't stress how much a 20-minute timer
Yeah, I mean, we're
is.
almost halfway through and on turn 5.
Yeah. And you got to think, like, most times you're going to have 3 or 4 ships, sometimes 6. So you've got other things to support you there. Even in a 2-ship meta for Flight Academy, it's a very different ball game than single ship, because any mistake and you could be down so quickly. And this position from
I
Anakin
mean,
right now,
taking the red barrel roll to get the shot is, you know what, fair play. That's what it's there for. It's
yeah,
worth taking a stress for because I've got a decent shot. It's range 1.
it's range. You're double modded. You've got the target lock. It would appear that Andy does have. No,
I
that
think
is
we're
you. Sorry.
both.
There's yeah,
No, I don't have double mod. Oh no, I do have double mods. He only has the target lock. Yes.
yeah. So there
And
we go.
it's a good shot.
4 hits. That shield's down +1. So that is half points on Anakin. That is a great shot.
It is. It's a very good opening shot.
And you still have your focus, which is huge.
I do. I was very glad I didn't have to spend the focus or even have to like question spending the focus because I knew that this was coming. This is the
Yeah.
advanced proton torpedo.
Advanced proton torpedo, range 1, with a lock and the force.
I was like, oh, okay, hitting a crit.
Yeah.
2 crits because of advanced proton torpedo. Spends the lock and then spends the focus. And that, sorry, not spends the focus, spends the force. And that suddenly becomes very dangerous.
Yeah, that's suddenly 2 hits and 3 crits, and you've got 1
I
evade.
don't have that many shields, no.
So shields are gone, and you're taking a crit.
And it's at this point I think I said, well, at least that's out of the way. And then Andy pointed out that Anakin can reload.
Yeah. And
And I
also,
thought, oh
you got a
no.
direct hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The direct hit.
I mean, it's very rare that you actually see
Not
anyone reload in general.
No, but when you've only got 1 torpedo and it is such a big hitter.
I mean, the fact that he's even the fact that he was considering in a 20-minute single ship game, I can reload this, right? You're just thinking, that's savage. That is absolute savagery to go, yeah, I can reload if I want. I'll take a turn where I'm not shooting. Like, you know that is the big gun on there. And other ships in this format, well, 2 ships specifically, mine and Wes's, we could lose it in 1 hit from that.
Yep.
I mean, in a really, really poor, in a very unfortunate sense, it could one-shot every single ship here if it was a double direct, if it was a complete blank out on the opponent's behalf in a double direct hit, it could one-shot every ship in this meta.
I mean, something like that is why I didn't bring an A-Wing. I did look at them, and there's some fun abilities there, but I just felt like they didn't have the hull to do a one-on-one dogfight.
I mean, I brought the Grand Inquisitor, who has the same sort of stat line as an A-Wing, but with the Force, it gives you a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got extra evasive stuff. Yeah, there's 2 hits, by the way.
Yeah,
Fortunately, TTS does tell you in the chat window what has been rolled, even in those situations, which is nice.
it is very handy in that sense as well. And that
actually, whilst we're on the topic of the benefits of doing it on TTS, I think potentially we got more turns in than an in-person game because we weren't having to deal with maneuver templates.
Yeah, I mean, we were just
much quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I think rightly, the average was 7 to 8 turns. I think when I was doing game 1, I got to the point, because I was doing the overlay at the same time, I was just like, we might go over 12 turns here, and we got so close. I was like,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we were tracking turns. We were just going timer. We won't hit 12. Ignore it.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, we were averaging 7-8 turns a game, which I think is really impressive, because again, TTS does allow for, in most senses, a speedier gameplay. Don't get me wrong, I would prefer to be doing this at the tabletop. That tactileness is good, and it's easier to obviously duck down and really get a line on things, but TTS does have benefits. Again, it allows you to be able to play as well, which
I appreciate.
Yeah, you can't exactly just pop down to my local store for a 4-hour session of X-Wing on an easy time. It's it's not worth it.
Well, what I don't appreciate is Andy doing this barrel roll with his turret pointing backwards with me now at 1 health.
I mean, that is quite rude. It is very rude.
I mean, it's the right choice. It's absolutely the right choice. But just as the person he's about to shoot, I'm not happy about it.
I get that. I mean, I think if he'd have stayed where he was, you might have actually got a shot on him just. You might have clipped him.
Let's not go down too many roads of what could have happened.
We've already had enough roads throughout this game.
We've already had a direct hit. Let's not.
Yeah.
But he did. He's got
It's got a lot. And the Force.
So I need this to be good.
You need paint. You need paint.
It happens.
You got paint.
I was very relieved that I at least had another round.
I mean, if you can catch him with a good shot, it's only 1 evade.
I mean, that is my thinking.
Hull. I mean, that is sometimes when I look at it, I look at one and go, what a
he had the hull ability as well, because it's the Clone Wars Y-Wing.
Yeah, so he does have places.
I think earlier I did land a crit on him. I was like, yeah, a crit. And I think you joined and just went, actually, no, sorry. I was like,
yeah,
of course.
You need to land 2 crits to get them to stick. Which it's a really nice way of obviously differentiating between the 3 base Y-Wing styles. But let's see.
But I do feel like this Anakin, it's a very good build, and it's within the rules, but I do think it's too much for 5 points. When you consider both of these ships are the same points,
yeah,
it feels a little uneven.
I do agree, but you know what? Sometimes we need to get these things on the table for people to see them to react to them. So, but
maybe it doesn't go well for me in this, but in the comments, what do you think? Am I just being a bit salty? I probably am, but it just seems like a lot of abilities on a 5-point ship.
I'm just seeing. Oh, there's your target lock that I think got lost somewhere. So this is
a little bit tidy up.
This is 3. This is 3.
Could be it.
Could be it,
Nope.
but there's the Force. The Force is good.
I
Force
mean,
is
I've
good,
got,
but it's a one-hole game now. It's down to a one-hole game. And
yeah,
it's
and
HG,
he's got
so he's
three.
only got 2. He does have a Tiger Lock and the Force.
Spends the lock. Spends
Yep.
Force. I
Spends the
need
Force.
another. I mean, I've got to focus this time at least.
Kane is all you need.
No, and not enough points for heroic, so can't reroll. So that
But-
is that.
So very
And he lined up the advanced proton torpedo. He used his mods. He used his points well, and he flew very well. I mean, that barrel roll was great.
yeah.
So he was absolutely going to win, and I'm just glad I got him down to as low as I did.
I actually think that it was a lot closer than you think there, buddy.
Maybe.
Honestly, you got him down to 1, which, again, with Force and for an 8 health ship, which you can't crit unless you double crit, it takes a while. But great flying from both of you. And James, I think that was brilliant. So thank you very much for joining us again for that one.
You're welcome.
And guys, like I said, we still have more action to come. So don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.